Bruce Lee's one-inch punch is one of the most well-known yet most misunderstood moves in all of martial arts. And I'm gonna master it in a couple of days. I'm gonna try.
The first thing on the agenda before I even learn anything is to measure my base stats, so I can see my progress later.
2,500. 4139. I don't know what that score means. How's my form, though? Yeah, okay.
Alright, well, looks like we got a ways to go.
He's keeping everything in line here, so that way the elbow's in line with the body, so when I rotate, everything becomes bladed this way. Ignore my hand for a second,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna boom with the hip. Now we can put the arm back into it.
Okay.
It's not going in and straight. It's actually almost like you're doing a little bit of a U.
Like this?
Yes, it puts everything into alignment.
Okay.
Oh, good. So do that again, and then think about pushing and extending and then hitting out of these 3 knuckles.
Oh, that was good. Sorry. For somebody who does so much of this, I still cannot. I don't like hurting people.
The popularity of this one-inch punch comes from a demonstration in Long Beach where Bruce Lee spars, which I've critiqued in the past, but then he also launches this dude with this one-inch punch, which is what I want to do.
So here.
Yep. Good. Now, there's this is a good angle for me to see.
Yeah.
There's a disconnect. You have to get closer than you think.
Yeah, right.
Because you want this to be connected in some way. That was it.
So, I'm definitely getting better at it, right? But I still have some questions. If I'm going to use this during sparring later, I need to know when.
So wall doesn't move.
Yeah.
Guy in demonstration doesn't move. I can see the use of it, but I guess I can't see when the use of it comes.
Right. So one of the ways that I can get this to manifest,
Yep.
any way I can get some type of connection to your outside. Because I'm here and that's the punch where I can launch down and I hit either down or I can hit up.
And then it was pretty quickly after this that I realized I'm not supposed to be launching people like what happens in the video.
That punch there isn't meant to be that launching away, because if I do it incorrectly here,
Right. Yeah, then you're too far.
I'm too far to do my move.
It's meant to be more jarring
Yes.
and less launching. So it's not designed just to make people sit down, but over there.
Yeah.
Which reminded me I have a better way of testing how good I am at this one-inch punch.
I just.
Yeah, see, I know what you're thinking. Seth, boards don't hit back. Find a different joke. This is actually a useful test because if I just push it, it won't break. But if I hit it concussively, it will. Oh, also, by the way, the levels of difficulty for these boards are yellow, blue, red, black. And obviously my goal is to break the hardest one, which I will.
That's battle. I don't think it was battle.
All right, so red?
So wait, hold on. I thought I was gonna get the black. Uh-oh. Don't like that I couldn't get that.
Yes.
My goal then is to get this one.
I have faith in you.
But first I should probably get this one.
Yeah, you should.
But first I should probably practice.
So, it's exactly what I did. For the next 24 hours, all I trained was the one-inch punch.
Except, you know, some places hurt to punch. I have a martial arts YouTube channel. You think I would have some punching bags at home, but I don't.
So I went to the gym instead.
$500. Left hand. It's not been 500.
I mostly want to take the time today to just really hammer technique. I don't mind this one, especially once you're in close. I don't find myself with my hands that low very often, but this one here where I'm kind of up higher and maybe I'm like playing a game of, okay, super tight guard. Bet you guys are glad I know how to edit, huh? So it's not just this the whole time, could you imagine? At this point, I've got under my belt about a day of learning and a day of training. So...
The last time I'd used this power cube was before I'd learned the one-inch punch, and those numbers were roughly around 4,000. So the main goal is to try and beat that, and I'll have some confidence
12, 18.
in my ability to break the board. Okay, so there's a lot of bugs out. I was getting destroyed. I literally spent 3 hours yesterday working on just this punch. I sweat so hard for this punch, and my scores haven't gone up at all. They've gone down. I don't think I'm gonna be able to break this board.
But then I realized that I was kind of cheating the first time I did it. I was pushing into it as far as I could, which got me a higher measurement, but I wasn't doing it correctly. Which means maybe there's a chance at the boards. And even if there's not, half of confidence is just pretending. I'm pretty sure.
Could I borrow you for something?
Oh God.
I've been working very hard at this,
Okay.
and I think I could do it.
Okay.
Here you go. First try. I couldn't get this before.
Okay, so that's one.
If you're bored, you better be scared.
Well, I went better than I thought.
So the 1-inch punch, it has all those mechanics to deliver the type of hit that we want, as opposed to you standing next to a person and then doing the hit.
Right.
That's not reality. It's a demonstration of that ability
Sure.
that we then apply to actual training and sparring and whatever.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And let's see if I have that ability. Alright, bad start. I figured one of the best ways I could get this 1-inch punch to work is by working on a long guard, keeping this frame out here, and then that was kind of an example right there. And then I have an example of how to do it wrong. I just pushed him here, but Adam shows me a good example of how to do it right. This is a 1-inch punch, just with your foot. It's a 1-inch kick. And I'm able to land a couple more little ones, little sneaky, cheeky ones, but maybe I'm looking for them too much.
What's the history behind the 1-inch punch?
It was just a demonstration of kind of what Bruce was doing. What that was really demoing was the ability of a small person to be able to generate a lot of force in a very small area.
Yeah.
And then the consequences of it, of the guy flying backwards.
Right.
Which is good news for me because apparently everyone I'm going to spar today is bigger than me. It doesn't happen a lot, but I don't know, maybe there's like a big guy parade in town. This is Ethan. Ethan is very skilled and he's strong, so I don't really want him to get close to me. So the 1-inch punch, you kind of have to let people get close, but oof, it's not really ideal against these guys. There were quite a few times where I would try and really reach in and get it, and he would stick me, like that time there. Usually against a guy like this, I wouldn't do what I'm doing today. I wouldn't stay in the same spot and go for this 1-inch punch. I would try and move a lot more. But I really want to try and nail this down. Oof, I got kicked in the face. I figured as much as it was going to suck to let this guy get close to me, especially after I swept him, I was going to have to do it in order to work kind of a high guard into the 1-inch punch, like I'd been training on the bag. And before you go criticizing my cardio,
He's also feeling like he's going to puke.
listen, it was another one of those 90 degrees in the gym. We had just finished rolling, and so you know I did hold it in for now.
He does the 1-inch punch, he does the touch before the guy can react.
Right. And then they spar, right?
That's the main thing, right? Is
Right.
the sparring. But here's what makes the sparring actually unique and why it was on demo there.
Okay.
What was unique is all the gear they're wearing. They have headgear, they have body protection, they have gloves, they have shin guards.
Yeah.
No one else was doing that at the time.
Really?
Yeah. So what it's showing is like we can do all these types of sparring. You can do takedowns, you can do all this stuff
Yeah.
in a safe way and get up and be like, okay, we're good. Bruce revolutionized martial arts training, at least in the bubble that he was in.
Sure.
And the bubble he was exposed to and later in mass.
Yeah.
Of using training equipment.
And frankly, thank goodness he did, because otherwise getting punched in the face this much would suck. I tried going for the 1-inch punch of the foot after this guy catches it, but man, this guy's got a grip like an iPad on a toddler. But luckily I managed to stay standing. This guy's got really good range, so whenever we spar I tend to get into a teep war with him. which I don't hate the idea of. It means he's not punching me. But if I want to be able to land this 1-inch punch more, I have to get him to kind of not worry about my hands at all. This whole time I've been trying to get him to come in close and let me frame off of him, and I finally get it. So I try and go for this 1-inch punch right off of it. Boom, boom. Which, I mean, is a good example of how it could work.
Time to vomit. There he is. A warrior, down and out.
But just as fast as I had to puke, I was recovered and ready. Oh, hold on.
Okay. I worked a little bit. It worked some. Anytime you try and do this stuff a bunch and around, it doesn't. It works maybe once. Oh, I was.
So,
Yeah.
is it something that's regularly taught in the Jeet Kune Do curriculum? Like this 1-inch punch, this...
I would say the 1-inch punch probably is not generally taught.
Okay.
But the mechanics stay true.
Yeah, like the principle behind the 1-inch punch
Yes.
is like a recurring thing.
Is a recurring thing.
But the actual 1-inch punch was a demonstration.
It was more demo.
So, do I technically do Jeet Kune Do now?
Ooh. So,
Because...
And that concludes the time that I mastered a punch that isn't even really a punch. Does that make me really good or just wasting my time? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for wasting your time with me. Subscribe. Oh, also there's more content on a second channel that you can find down below. Thanks.